All right, friends. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get situated here. It's been a little while. It's been a minute, but we're back because when the college football playoff rolls around, I do some content. Got to have some fun with this. Break down the games, talk about some bets, and see if we can keep it going. Things are good. Vibes are good right now, thanks to Alabama last night. Thanks to Western Michigan yesterday. Thanks to NC State yesterday. Arkansas State. We're on a little groove in bowl season, and hopefully talking about it doesn't jinx it. But like I said, vibes are high. We're going to run through this real quick. This is going to be a rapid fire show. But give people just a second and make sure that they're good to go. And yeah, we'll be in business. But good morning to everybody, as always. Thanks for stopping in. I love talking college football, and it's the playoff. The last time I saw you guys was before, I believe it was championship week, and we were talking about if this happens, then what does this mean? And if this happens, what does this mean? And there were a lot of if statements, None of them for me included Notre Dame not making it. I was stunned, shocked, absolutely shocked that they did not make it. So who knows? Give me all the Montana. So you pick the best game. That's going to be so sick. Montana State, Montana, it might be snowing. It's going to be a real battle up there in Big Sky country. I really like Montana State in life. I really like Montana. I think that might be the real finals of all this, no doubt about it. But so what we saw last night, Alabama got through. They're going to get Indiana. We haven't seen any of the semifinal games, the first round games just yet. We've got them right here. We've got Miami and A&M. We've got Tulane and Ole Miss. We've got JMU and Oregon. Let's just run through them real quick. Take some questions, and then, of course, we're going to have to try to run back a three-leg parlay because we hit it yesterday. We hit it right on tails. You don't get to say that every day, so I'm going to celebrate it, no doubt about it. Yeah, it was just an awesome day that was capped with Alabama. But let's dive into the games here. So we start with the best game, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, in Miami and Texas A&M. So this is a game that is just, there's so many storylines, starting with should Miami have gotten in. Now, this Miami team lost twice on the year. They lost to Louisville. They lost to SMU. They were the team that beat Notre Dame, and they made it. And then you look at Texas A&M, who was never in danger of not making it, but they were in danger of having to play. And Texas played spoiler. Texas obviously didn't get in. A&M is here. Now, they get the game at home. Obviously, that's huge. They only have one loss on the season, and it certainly wasn't there. It's still having to play, though. They would have been a bye team. Who knows what they would have done in the SEC championship. But, yeah, they've looked good. Now, you look at their schedule, their big wins, all are on the road, and you have to really ask how big were the wins. So they beat Notre Dame on the road, 41-40, fantastic. They beat Missouri, LSU. That's about it. They lost to Texas. I mean, those games were all on the road. They did not play a super ridiculous SEC schedule. It's not their fault by any stretch, but A&M on the surface is still somewhat untested. Now you have Marcel Reed. Let's start talking about personnel. 25 touchdowns, 10 picks on the year. He added another 500 yards rushing, another 6 touchdowns. They've got a bunch of backs that can help 5 yards a carry for as the team. Concepcion on the outside, Craver on the outside. They've got weapons. I do really like Texas A&M personnel-wise. I think they're a dangerous test, but both of these teams have some serious firepower in the front sevens. Texas A&M has some dudes, Myles Garrett-like clones. Obviously, Miami's got some guys as well. That front is spectacular. So you look at two teams here And I think the books are indicating this. It's a 48.5 point total, slightly juiced to the under. I think it's going to be pretty tough sledding for both offenses. Tempo-wise, I don't have a great feel of what we're going to see, but I do feel pretty confident when you look at, yards per rush attempt, things of that nature. I don't see a prolific, crazy attack from these teams. I don't think they're going to have a ton of success. Miami's allowing 2.9 yards per rush attempt on the season. Good luck against that. A&M is a little more middle of the pack, but they're certainly not weak up front. And then you look at this A&M team even more, very balanced. They definitely run the ball more than pass it in terms of play discrepancy, but they have a strong secondary. They are, dare I say, the best team in the country at getting after your quarterback. There's no doubt that Beck is going to get hit here. So it's really a lot of strength on strength. The line indicates this, but I'm going to back the home team here. I like A&M, 3.5 at -102. Let's see what DraftKings has. 3 at -115 in the same, 155, 158. I'll take the 3.5. It's very, very close. But dealer's choice there. But give me A&M. I think if they can get a lead and lean on the rushing attack stylistically, their path to victory and kind of victory, I don't even have the right word for it, but what they want to do, it blends nicely with run the football and get after the quarterback if they play from ahead. If you're building a same game parlay, I think A&M is much more likely to win the game if they're playing from ahead. The type of where it's like, they win the halftime, full time, something like that. I do think that Texas A&M's best chance in this game is to build a lead, lean on the pass rush, don't turn the ball over, let Reed make some plays, but just lean on a methodical attack. I would slightly lean to the under as well. A&M and the under is kind of how I'm formulating this first game. I would say tonight, but it's this afternoon. Personnel-wise, like I said, Carson Beck, if we want to go through that real quick, he's got a boatload of experience, and he had a 25-10, just like Marcel Reed. Not mobile at all, so he's not a dual threat. Going to be under some heat today, and it's just, can he make the plays? I don't trust Miami's coaching staff. I haven't for a long time. They're great recruiters. They screw up games that they should not. And their 2 losses this year are indication. I don't even think they should have gotten in. I'm glad they did. Obviously, I think head-to-head should mean something, but I didn't expect them to get in, and I didn't think they would get in, I should have said. But they're here. Now they got to go to College Station. I think it ends pretty quickly for Miami. All right. 1 down, 2 to go. I'll do the best I can with these games. Obviously, you can see on the screen, these are blowout central potentially. Jeff said, Miami, Texas, rough game. I'm staying off. I totally get that. This is the type of game, if you don't want to force a play, certainly get that. If you have boosts and promos, maybe you keep it to that, because I get it. You might be able to get in live as well. But I'm also interested, do you see, Jeff or anybody, do you see better angles in these games? Because to me, these are tough games to decipher too. Tulane already got triple smoked in this situation already this season. Ole Miss won 45-10. The first go around, Chambliss was very, very clean, but he had 100 yards rushing on top of that. They ran for 240 yards. It was pretty bad pretty much the entire game for Tulane in that spot. 17.5, 57.5 point total. The only question I think we have to ask ourselves here is, well, it's not the only question, but how much better or worse is Tulane? Because since that, they've only lost 1 game, but they didn't play anybody of substance. They played in the American, and they didn't even play Navy. So you look at this, I don't know, the North Texas of the world, sure. Some of that pretty impressive. I don't see a lot on this schedule, and Tulane's going to have some serious problems slowing them down. They may try to run the ball. I'm certainly sure they're going to try to run the ball. with both the quarterback and the backfield. This is going to be rough. I kind of like the over in this game at 57.5. That's my favorite bet. I don't see myself laying 17.5. But if you back this out, so you say, okay, 17.5, that's what, 39 to 22. That's a little too much. So 37 to 20. So now we're looking at a 37-20 game in terms of implied total. So are we going to get 37.5 here for a team total with Ole Miss? Let's see what it is. 37.5, yeah, at minus 118. So can they hang 38? That is a pseudo key number. That's 5 touchdowns and a field goal. I think that you could structure it this way. I also think there's a chance that Tulane can do their part. Now, why do we need them to do their part? Well, you got to just kind of do the delicate dance of how often are we covering if Tulane doesn't eclipse 19.5? And then if they do eclipse 19.5, how often are we not covering 57.5 that direction? My guess is it won't really matter. I think if Ole Miss clears 37.5, we're going to get there regardless, because I do feel pretty good that Tulane can score 17-ish, 14-ish at the worst, and there's a chance they get into the 20s. This could be like a 45-24 type game, and then it would soar over. 3 touchdowns in the first half, that's tough. 10 points in the first half, not insane either. It's an over in some fashion. I like the 37.5. I like the over in the game. Let's see what it is over here. I don't see any conceivable way that it's different. I'm not logged in, so I'm seeing player props. I can't actually bet these. Stribling. This is straight gut feel, by the way. I love this guy. He is a problem on the outside. So if you want a complete dart throw, Stribling. Man, I wish I had all this stuff. It's a damn shame. 37.5 at minus 115. Sure. You can click that right in. That's how I would structure this. Pretty simple, pretty effective. Yeah, Ole Miss, they win. They win comfortably. They might win by 14. They might win by 20. They might win by 30. It's not a game I'm messing around with outside of a couple things here or there. Before I go any further, there also is NFL tonight. I'm not breaking that down right here, but I already put out a bet on Tails. And again, if you haven't been over to Tails, go to oddshopper.com. Find me there, follow me for free, and start getting in on the action. I dropped this parlay yesterday. Look at this. 104 people tailed it with a simple click. All you have to do is click one button, and you get the exact same bet right here, and you're in. And we were fortunate enough to cash that. So if you're like, man, I like the Packers today, look at this. You press tail, it brings up all the sports books. Find the sports book, the line, whatever you want, and you're in, and you are locked right in. We've got so much. We've got leaderboards now. You can, of course, search the experts. It's nonstop action on this app. Download the app. I have it pinned right to my profile if you want to. It's absolutely worth it, because I'm not talking about, there's a lot of really good premium Discords and VIP services, and I have one as well. But all this is free on your screen. Free picks, free access, alerts when the bets drop. It is worth it. Head over to oddshopper.com. Come have some fun and join so many. Like I said, I have 5,000 followers. It's thanks to you guys over there already. So yeah, appreciate it. Let's get back to the games, and then we'll get on with our day. All right. Oregon. Been having a lot of fun on social media, these teams. Credit to JMU for taking this in stride. They shouldn't be competitive, but you know what? They're here, and I'm not upset that they are. I think it's pretty cool, actually. Now, what are they going to be able to do against Oregon? Let's just do our due diligence here. Let's talk through the game. Let's talk through the teams and see what we've got. But it's not good. JMU's 12-1. They lost to Louisville. Their best win, I don't know, Troy in the championship game. I mean, what else is there? They have not played anything close to the level of competition here. The stats look good, but it's hard to even look at stats because of level of competition. They're just not playing fronts and teams like Oregon at any point in the season. The Ducks are 11-1. They lost at home to Indiana. Everything else has been pretty crisp. Now, I will say, and I'm an Oregon backer in life, they haven't played exactly murderer's row either. They played Penn State on the road when Penn State was seemingly an elite team, and they won that game. That aged so incredibly bad. It's hard to really look at that the same. They beat Iowa on the road in the slop. They beat USC. That's about it. Oregon's a dangerous physical team, and they're obviously going to win the game at home. That's clear. Where does it go, though? I mean, this isn't as prolific of an offense as we've seen, but you could also say, have they been gearing down? Will they gear down here, though? Maybe you look to an Oregon first half. Maybe you look to an Oregon team total in the first half, saying they get a quick start and then they start to slow the tempo. 45.5 point total, that's an indication of pace. JMU wants to slow the game down as much as possible. Oregon's not going to play lightning speed either, in my opinion at least. This is a slow, methodical game, but efficiency-wise, Oregon is going to be through the roof. So you look at this 45-point total, and you're giving 20 points. That's a 35-ish, not a little less than that, but still, 32.5, I don't know, something like that, let's say. Instead of me doing math in my head, 33.5. Juice to the over. Is this going to be 17.5? If this is 16.5, I'm going to, See, that's a frustration. I wanted 16.5 there. You're kind of frozen out. 17.5 minus 102 is not the easiest spot in the world, but maybe we can work with it. See what we got over here real quick. Again, my gut feel on the Oregon game is I would lay the points, but it's just a lot of points to lay. Anytime touchdown scores, pick your poison here. I'd probably go. This is gut feel, so take it for what it's worth. I haven't shopped it. I can't even bet it myself. Team totals, 33.5. Yes, this is very static. Can JMU get 2 touchdowns? My honest guess is probably. Just because they're going to be opening it up in the second half. First half, minus 12.5, 24.5. Okay. I don't think that's terrible. I'm getting pretty granular here because I think you kind of have to. I don't see a lot on the surface for this game. This is something I would potentially entertain. Oregon first half, minus 11.5. It does feel like a 17-3 type game, something along those lines, where it's just quick, easy, somewhat surgical. I know people think like, oh my God, and maybe there's some equity here, but I don't think JMU is going to lose by like 60 points. I really do not. I think the game will be competitive in the sense that they'll show up and they'll lose. They'll lose 38-10 or 41-14, and it's just like, yep, they lost. I don't think it's going to get out of hand. I don't think they're going to embarrass themselves. Oregon has bigger things to worry about than running it up on JMU. They have to go and play. I believe they have Texas Tech, which is going to be serious business. And they've got a lot of things that they need to be ready for in these future rounds. This is a pseudo bye game. No disrespect to James Madison. They just don't have the talent. Simple as that. Quick and easy explanations today. All right, let's get out of here, but let's just zoom in on this real quick. I think this is what it's going to be, friends. I'm going to put this straight on tails. I like this. Little 3-leg action, plus 636. We've got a couple less than minus 110s, a little reduced juice. A&M, the over in Tulane and Ole Miss, and a little Oregon first half. That's my favorite bet in all 3 of these games. A quick, easy breakdown today. Now, if you have questions on anything, because I know I breezed through this, hit me up on Tails. The comments are there. I'm always reading them. I'm going to be in there dropping all sorts of best. I got to use my boosts. There's college basketball. Hopefully all of you watching have so much extra money from Joshua last night that you're ready to spend on some college football here, and we're going to have some fun with it. But regardless, it's a great day. I love the playoff. And maybe we'll see something. You know what? I don't think it's going to happen, but if Tulane or JMU somehow win, it'll change the complete complexion of how people view the playoff, and that would be really cool in its own right. So thanks again for tuning in. If you have questions for me, at JazzRazBets on Twitter. Good luck with your wagers today. As always, hit the like button on your way out. Appreciate you stopping by, even if it was just for a little while in your morning. Enjoy these games, and I'll talk to you soon.